So hello friend, welcome to my channels. So today I'm going to discuss about uh, postulate of quantum mechanics. This is the third lectures, and I have completed earlier two lectures. There I have uh, mentioned some means basic things of quantum mechanics and what is quantum mechanics, and which scientist developed this uh, quantum mechanics and how they approached. Okay, and this in this lecture now I am going to start what is postulate means, what is things you have to follow if you are solving this quantum mechanics related problems. So actually important 5 postulates, but I am put at 7 postulates, um, and 6-7 postulates I have given the some operator information, how the operator is work. Okay, let's start. So as I told in second lectures, quantum mechanics is basically based on the like particle and atoms like that, or any other moving body, and but in classical mechanics people are talking about means like particle, but here we are talking about wave. Okay, because if any moving particle is create a wave, means associated a wave, like I have mentioned here. Here is the particle, here is the particles, this dot is particle. If this dot is means particle is moving in any random direction, then it creates a wave, means associated a wave. So basically here this talking about the wave natures, how the this particle work, and how to calculate the means physical quantities, and because we can't see our natural means eye, but how to collect data from these moving particles. In classically generally we can easily calculate if given the mass and other things is given, then we can calculate the anything. Okay, but it's very difficult to calculate information if the wave nature is given. So let's start. So this is particles and this associated wave, and here I am given x distance. This is general things, and actually this wave converted in terms of psi, because this is the things without any assumption can't move forward. So here wave is a function of this psi. Okay, so postulate first, any moving particles physical state at a time t is a function of psi xt. Means if any moving particle we assemble by this psi xt, x is the position and t is the time. At position x with time t, this is the information of any moving particles. Okay, so always we denote this psi xt, any moving particles. Okay, physical state of the moving particle. So this is the first information how to means indicate the wave function with psi xt or denotes by psi xt. Let's move second. What is second means postulate. Second postulate actually telling the means any moving particles which associated a wave never discontinue, it always continue and finite. It will be finite and give single value for all x. So it give single value for all x, for all value of x. So and if this discontinued, then this derivative means first and second derivative will not continue. That's why here saying the wave function psi xt and its derivative means first derivative and second derivative always continuous, finite and single valued for all value of x. Then it holds this condition. It's hold as a normalized. So this function become normalized. This is the means range minus infinite to plus infinite integration of this psi star xt into psi xt dx is equal to 1. So this condition for normalized, where psi star is the complex conjugated of psi. So psi basically here denoted the associated wave. Okay, psi, and xt is the position and t is the time, at what time x position taking place. Okay, so second postulate is also okay, no problem. Now third postulate. This postulate I will further use in this next here. Directly I will use here. If we calculate the average of any observables value, then I will use there. Okay, so this is the normalized. Normalized always is equal to 1. Right, now move to the third postulate. So what is third postulate? Third postulate is telling any physical observable quantity can be represented by Hermitian operator a cap, then it only Hermitian operator, then it holds only, then it satisfied or holds this condition, then we call the Hermitian if this condition is holds. Means any physical, if you are calculating any physical value what you observed, that value we can represent by this Hermitian operator a cap, and it satisfies the condition, then we call the Hermitian operator. So integration of psi star a cap psi dx, this will give like this, psi and bracket of this Hermitian operator operate on this psi function whole star dx. So actually this is the operator and a is the observable quantity. Okay, right? Are you understand? Third postulate. Actually, third postulate is basically telling the any physical observable quantity can first be represent Hermitian operator A, and it's satisfied. If this satisfies this condition, then we call the Hermitian operator. Okay, this integration psi star, as I told, psi star is the conjugation of psi. Okay, so this condition hold, then we call the Hermitian operator. Okay, right? So here this is the A is the observable and A is the Hermitian operator. Now move to the fourth postulate. For fourth postulate is telling, if you are operating any function psi, then it will give a numbers which called the eigenvalue. It will give the numbers which called the eigenvalue, and here denoted A. Okay, if you operate Hermitian operator, here A is the Hermitian operator. If you operate A on this psi function, then it will give the eigenvalue A, and this is with psi function psi. So here statement is saying means the allowed values of an observable A. Here is the observable. The allowed values of an observable A are the eigenvalue denoted by A. So if you operate with this operator to the eigenvalue to the function, then you will get the eigenvalue with function of psi. Okay, now move to the, this is very important. Okay, this is very important postulate. Now move to the fifth postulate. So fifth postulate is telling, if okay, up to here you are assign psi x is a wave function denoted by psi xt, and in second postulate this function is continuous. Okay, then it will normalize in this way. And third postulate telling the observable can represent in this, then this A operator will call the Hermitian operator. And fourth postulate, if you operate by this Hermitian operator, then we will get eigenvalue. Okay, now fifth postulate is very important. If you are averaging of observable A, okay, if you are averaging of observable A corresponding to operator A cap, okay, then you will get this value, then you will get this value. Okay, if you are averaging a value with respect to with corresponding to operator a, then you will get this. So if you are averaging anything, means any numbers, like you have 5 numbers, you are averaging 5 numbers, then you will divide with, if you are adding 5 number 1 2 3 up to 5, then you are dividing with 5 numbers also, because you are taking averaging. So you are dividing with this value, okay, and this value is 1 here, as I told, for normalized condition, because this is the you are taking averaging, okay, like this, average of this observable and this by divided by this function. So here this is 1, denominator is 1, then you will get this, okay, average value of observable a. So here we assume the psi is the normalized function, that's why they have put it this is equal to 1 using postulate second. Okay, I think you already knows, but little bit if you forget a postulate, then I am reminding you. So these postulates is very helpful if you are solving the problem related quantum mechanics. Okay. So now we see the postulate. As I told, this is not postulate, this is the operator, but I put it as a means postulate, but really is not postulate. So here this is the a table of operator, okay. So classical, this is classical variable, this is quantum mechanics operator, this is operator. So and this is wave mechanical operator for evaluating the classical variable, okay. So these are the classical variable, and these are the, if you are using cap of this classical variable, then it become the quantum mechanical operator, and this operator we can use as a form of this, okay. Always we use p cap x operator is equal to minus I h cut del by del x, and p square x in form of quantum mechanical operator, it is equal to this, because if you square of this value, then you will get this value because I square is equal to minus 1, and already minus is there, so it become okay. If you are squaring this value, then minus 1 square is plus 1, okay, but already I square is equal to minus 1, that's why here again new minus came, okay. So this is the operator. If you using in place of this px square operator, and this is t in all case are same, and e is we can use I h cut del by del t. Remember, here is not x, here is the t, okay, for the case of e, right. Let's see 7 postulates. So here 7 postulates. The wave function psi xt is a solution of time dependent Schrodinger equation, okay. So here directly put it the Hermitian operator, sorry, Hamiltonian operator. So wave function psi xt is a solution of time dependent Schrodinger equation. So here telling the wave function is a solution of time dependent Schrodinger. This is wave function is a time dependent wave function. So if you operate this Hamiltonian operator, then you will get this. Okay, so where h cap is the Hamiltonian operation. So how much time is remaining? Only 10 minutes is remaining because 20 minutes is over. So okay, in next video here I will discuss the Schrodinger wave equation and finding the probability of the particles. Okay, so first I erase this, then I will start. So now start the what is the Schrodinger wave equation. Okay, so Schrodinger wave equation is basically based on like this wave mechanics, but little bit is giving detailed information. So first I will tell you this equation given by the Irving Schrodinger in 1926 and gave the wave equation which describe the behavior of electron wave. As I told, the means if any electron, particles or atom, if these are moving, then associated a wave. So here basically this equation is described by the behavior of electron wave of in a atom or molecule. This Schrodinger wave model of an atom the discrete energy levels, okay, are orbitals proposed by the Bohr and replaced by mathematical function psi, which are related to the probability of finding electron at various places around the molecule. Actually, here talking about the electron waves and mathematically things here talking about. So I am directly writing the Schrodinger wave equation, and actually as I told you the how the electron or particle, if they are moving this, so how associate the wave. So that's wave we denoted by psi. Okay, so and this Schrodinger equation, all these things you know. So here I am writing the Schrodinger equation. Okay, so Schrodinger wave equation. So this is basically three coordinated system. Directly I am putting del square psi by del x, del square psi by del x square plus del square psi by del y square plus del y square psi by del z square plus 8 pi square m e minus v. 8 pi square m e minus v by, this is very important formula, okay, by h square is equal to 0. Okay, zero. So this is Schrodinger wave equation, and we can write also an delta form. So simply if you manipulate this equation, then you will get this equation directly. H cut 2m del square has actually represented these things, sorry, reverse del, this represent this, okay, and like not this is actually this del represent this single derivative, del by del x plus del by del y del psi by del z actually present this. If here is the square, that's why I put a square, okay, plus v whole bracket psi e psi, or we can write here h, these whole things represented by h, and psi, this h psi, okay. So this is the things. So these are the Schrodinger wave equation, okay, and here some important related these things, important things, but I will, which is used basically as a eigenfunction based, means orthonormal, orthogonals. As I told, one condition for orthonormal, integration of psi star x, psi star into psi dx is equal to 1, but orthonormal condition it become 0, okay. Simply you people know these two conditions for orthonormal and orthogonal. For case of orthonormal, it become 1, integration of psi star into psi x. For orthogonal, it become 0, integration of psi star into psi x dx, okay. Now let's know the finding probability. Let's see what is time. time is 20th, actually 30 minutes. Okay, let's stop here. So in next video I will give the information regarding finding the probability of particles, okay, within the range of x to x dx. So up to here is enough. So in next video I will talk the probability, finding the probability of particle. So okay, thank you guys, and if you are new in this channel, so please do subscribe, like, comment and share with your friend, and okay, bye bye, good night.